Good morning, guys. I'm just getting up. See, got my little stinky feet. And I've been watching a couple YouTube channels this morning. And, what I watched, some of it is very alarmist type selling stuff. Um, yes, we are in difficult times. I will agree with that. But to the fear mongering, I guess people really like that. I don't know. Okay. I don't understand why people think that they need to fear monger to sell the idea of being prepared for emergencies. I don't get that. Okay. Yes, I'm prepared for me and my family for most emergencies, not all, but most. Um, like I have water storage and I have the solar generator and I've got the gas generator, and I've got the food and I've got the freeze dried food and recently I got the chickens and I got extra clothes, extra boots, extra shoes. Um, I have a way to filter water. Um, so yeah, I have, of course, extra soap. All right, you got extra soap. You got extra antibiotics. Um, extra of my meds and vitamins. Extra first aid kits. Camping gear if I have to bug out from my location. So when I say most emergencies, I mean most emergencies, okay? Um, that being said, there's always room for improvement. Like I have a small solar generator sitting right up there. And people ask, well, do you ever use this stuff? Because, we see it on the video. It's all in boxes. Well, yes, it's all in boxes, and the reason they're in the boxes is because I find that putting them back in the box makes them a little bit easier to stack. So, yes, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. So, we're going to go for a walk. Now, y'all have seen my shelving unit before, and you've seen that, I've got my American canner down there, okay? And as you see, I'm still adding to my preps. This is ongoing every week. I add more and more to my preps. But as you see, there is my All-American pressure canner in the commercial hot plate. Okay? And you're like, well, I don't, it doesn't do you any good in the box. Okay. All right. I get you. I do get you. Okay. So we're walking now. We're walking now. And I scored these, and I made a video about it. I scored these at Walmart the other day. But here is what I use my commercial canner for. Do I use my canner? Yes. I do use my canner. I use my canner quite frequently. As you can see, October 21, July 21. Okay. I do this every year. July 21, July 18. Okay, that's my dill pickles. They've been in there a long time, so they're probably really pickly and really sour now, which is good, like that. Okay, August 18th. This is my very first deer. See, it's venison beef stew. It is my last two cans of my last two jars of it, and I just can't bring myself to eat it because it is like my very first deer, and it's kind of like a nostalgia thing for me, which is why they're still here. Okay, I've got my potato chicken soup, and my beef stew, my beef stock. I even have here, what a lot of people don't think about is I have here sterilized water. And the reason you want sterilized water is if you have a medical emergency, you want to have sterilized water. So, yes, I do use my canner. Okay? And, of course, I do use my jars for dry goods. I've got dry goods all through here. Okay? I got it all through here. And I've got to bag up these bags of sugar. This is all sugar and flour down in here. But I wanted to express to you that normally I don't show all this because, hey, I got my dried vegetables. That's just basically what I did here was I just took frozen vegetables and dried them in a dehydrator. Boom, done. So I want people to realize that you should not immediately judge someone just because you do not see their preps and all of their preps, okay? And this, as you can see, this is another room and another shelving unit. And I made some mistakes on this shelving unit. These are all my green beans I made last year. I grew these and canned these. Can you believe it? So proud of that. And my spaghetti sauce. Do you see my spaghetti sauce? I did that myself. That's all from out in my yard, okay? I grew that myself, okay? So I know exactly what's in this stuff, okay? And as you can see, I kind of keep it covered. That's to keep the dust off for one. And for another one, I have a blanket over the window to black out the room. This helps with preserving the food for a little bit longer, even the dry goods. But I've heard on other channels, this person does this and that person does that, and we need to not be judging people on what we see in a small video, okay? We need to be more aware that people are trying to share with you information. Now, I'm going to share a little something on information here. I went to the Dollar General last night. And while at the Dollar General, I went to buy some of my potted meat. You see I got potted meat stacked back here? This can of potted meat, this little package of potted meat, I ordered this one off of Amazon like a month ago. And I paid like $2.98 for it, okay? Now, I go to the Dollar General yesterday, and that same pack was $4.15, okay? That's a huge increase. As you can see, I've got a pack open here that I've been using for my lunches. Now, I don't know if you're aware of exactly how bad of a situation we are in. Okay? Let me break this down to you. I love Duke's mayonnaise. I'm from the South, and anybody who's from the South loves Duke mayonnaise. It is just a Southern thing, okay? Now, when I go to the store last night, I normally get my Duke's mayonnaise at the Dollar General, okay? No Duke's mayonnaise. 3 jars of Kraft salad dressing is what they had, okay? I want you to please, 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 please wake up. Please wake up. Please stop judging people on, oh, well, her house is messy. Okay? Yeah, all right. My house is messy. I'll agree with that. My house is a mess. All right? But guess what? I built this shelving unit, and it took me 3 weeks. Okay? And do you see that chicken coop out there? Do you see the chicken coop out there? I built that chicken coop. Do you see my potato barrels? Right there. I cut those in half. Okay? Do you see those potato barrels right there? That's the other half. And in that, I'm going to put my basil trees because the ones I had in there died over the winter. Okay? They froze to death. So, you could see, I live in the city, okay? I live in the city, y'all. All right? Yeah, they call it the suburbs, okay? But my point is this. If you continually judge people and do not do for yourself, here very soon you are going to get a wake-up call. Because if we are seeing food disappear out of the grocery store, and as a truck driver, I'm telling you, we're not moving freight like we used to. Okay? Freight is really, really slowed down. A lot of that has to do with the fact that all the boats are stuck off of Shanghai and China because of their lockdowns that they have going on over there. So, freight is not getting to the stores, and what freight is getting to the stores is not getting put on the shelves because they don't have employees to put the stuff on the shelves because no one can afford to go to work because the gas prices are so high. You see how this is all connected? So, I want you to stop judging people on their dirty house, on their dirty clothes, on their yard is a mess. You know what? You don't know what they got going on in their life, for one. And for another one, that yard being a mess might be your saving grace because I constantly see people destroy dandelions and plantain. And dandelions and plantain are very, very good for you. So, you need to be less judgmental and more open-minded to what is actually going on around you and be more aware of what is going on around you. Because there are a lot of people right now, there are old people who are stuck on Social Security who are having to choose between feeding their pet and feeding themselves. And sadly, some of them are choosing to buy pet food to eat for not only their pets but for themselves. And that's a sad situation. That's any way you look at it. That's here in the United States, and it's a very sad situation. So, my whole point of this video is, please don't judge people so quickly. You know, be a little bit more open-minded. Hear the message that they're trying to tell you so that you can prepare your family and yours for the massive depression that we're moving into now. And if you don't see that coming, I don't know what to tell you, darling. You're gonna have a very bad wake-up call. And I don't want to see you have such a bad wake-up call that you end up like some people in Shanghai are doing. They have no hope and they're jumping from the high rises to their deaths. I don't want to see that for you. I want you to survive. And I want you and your family to not only survive, but to thrive even in a bad economic and food shelf stocks being empty situation. Now, do I think that you should go out and spend thousands of dollars on stuff? No, of course not. Everything I have here that I've shown you has took me 10 years. Do you feel me? It's took me 10 years to build this small stockpile. 10 years. Okay? This is not something that you just all of a sudden go out and, oh, I'm just going to throw $10,000 at it and I'm going to have everything I need. No. Okay? Because you're going to forget something, because I forget something every week. Every week I think of something I don't have. Okay? So, no, I don't think that you should do that. I think you should prepare for you and yours. And I'm on my phone, like always, so I'm limited on the amount of time I can have a video up. So I hope this reaches somebody, and I hope y'all have a blessed weekend. And with that, bicycle!